Yeah, I think that's the other thing that's kind of loaded the deck in a weird way for the Falcons, right? The idea that, as the desk was saying, this is their first event with their full roster this year, and they just went on a grand final run with Nucleons in over their star of Kyosuke. Now a kill early for Jimmy up in the apartments. Tess says quick to equalize as this A-pop coming in. MOUZ hold the advantage. There is this player in the back lines left to deal with. The rotates now arrive. Brolin's going to find Tessez out there in the apps, and it looks to be a dominant pistol leveled to open things up here.
Tells MOUZ it's here.
Oh, a pop through in the top mid, and they catch Tessez with a bit of util out in the open. Nico trying to hold on here. Won't crumble, not yet anyhow. Nico is clinical. That third, a thing of beauty, finally dealt with. But he's done more than enough to tee this one up for the Falcons. Nice little cushy 1v2 with Nico making plays like that. Really does bring the hype and energy for the Falcons.
Comes in with a roar. I felt like he was going to get none there as the first player jumps the cross. Nico comes off of an MVP in a lost final. A bounty, and Inferno was the one map where it felt like he had a really good read on what Paravision were doing. He was finding a lot of gaps, he was pushing smokes, reading some of these JMT sides.
Yeah, and the thing we kind of found ourselves saying, Monacy, all right, well, you just get a Nico highlight, now you've got a Monacy collateral in the next round.
Stars align. Util, stepping in the flames, Spinks burns, and Kyosuke really wants to get revenge with the flash from his teammate. They're both blind. How about another? Oh, Spinks dead on the corner. Jimmy not long for it either, and Torshi back on the AK in an impossible 1v5. He has 10 seconds. Better off saving. Not allowed. 5 up for Falcons. Monacy makes it easy for them.
But only now having to drop your smokes at B. You're not even close to thinking about rejigging this setup here. If you're Falcons, all it's going to do is slow down the rotate. Still a problem if you don't get in cleanly. And there's Kyosuke over at long, offering that 5v4 up for the squad. Forced out by the util. Now the battle begins. Tessez down here in the pit, drawing them in. He's got Nico offering assistance. Does Tessez even need it? He's got the round. Nico there, nearly end up feeling surplus to requirement, but finally gets his chance to shine as well.
Exertion, pressured, sees him push ahead of the smoke. Kyosuke doesn't give a damn. Gets involved with a 5v4 and Spinks through the smoke to trade it. MOUZ not afraid of taking risks themselves, and as Falcons burn 2 mollies on one position, it leaves them lacking in this B bomb site. They're going to back up. Feels exploitable. Falcons try and gamble instead, moving Nico back over. A crazy aggressive move for Tessez through a smoke. And it's Jimmy another. MOUZ know double mollies got burned. They know this site is weaker. Nico's come back in. And that's exactly what MOUZ are thinking.
Still have a smoke to block here, but you almost hope it doesn't come through and that they're able to just force MOUZ into this stack. Now, Torshi Zorp is on the line. Oh, Nico tries to get ahead of it. And Torshi firing one off as soon as that smoke bloom's able to find him.
NT for Nico. I mean, he caught Torshi moving. I'm shocked he got the counter strafe to hit that shot after taking a couple of bullets from Nico. Had to be an instant headshot here for Falcons. And instead, MOUZ do make a gun round work.
Something I am liking from Falcons over here towards Banana is trying to kind of bully Exertion early on, because you know he can be a very snowbally player, right? And if you're going to let him get away with taking space, Brolin still leads the charge out through mid, and here it is, the uptick out towards this A site. Now, Falcons have started triple B in the majority of these rounds. This one is the exception. 3 players out towards A. They try and get ahead of this change of direction. It's all going to fall on Atesses. Spot out from the short side. He'll take 2 with him. And that multi-kill there keeps Falcons very much in the conversation. Fast flank up through Banana as well. Falcons did have the read on the change from MOUZ in this round. Had the right idea, but can they nail the execution? Exertion gets himself his 2nd of the game thus far, and it's an important one. Left on a Kiyosuke now in this clutch.
No kit right now. Maybe Tess has had one down in pit. It will have to come through if he's not going to win this round quickly. Torshi on the line, ready and waiting.
Kiyosuke low, and out here all on an island. Got players nearby to support. Now spotted 2 crossing back into Banana.
Classic setup.
Starting to build a bit of a picture, though, for how this round could play out at MOUZ. Saw them cross in.
They don't have any burning utility here. That one molly is on Jimmy back in apartments. They can't clear this position. They have to fight.
Boost up. Ready to double swing this. Nico. Another transfer.
He is in form right now.
And if he gets aggressive, this is Torshi here with the bomb. Got to just play to survive.
Can't save now.
Try and get out of there. Link back up with Jimmy and Spinks out on the other end of the map. Falcons are already 1 step ahead of this, moving 2 players around for the rotate.
Nico's even clear Banana. They know it's coming in.
Missed shot for Monacy, and that's going to bring them through. Down in the pit, it's Tesses. His multi-kills have been invigorating in this one, and might not even be a requirement. Oh, Jimmy, that is a crazy transfer.
No time.
Time's so low, and that will decide it. As good as it looked, it won't mean a thing. Falcons see that CT half through to a winning side, and it's the anchors right now. These transfers, these multi-kills, and the shutdown of Banana, breaking that game plan apart for MOUZ. But the odds don't look great for it.
You buy enough tickets, you take enough rides, maybe, just maybe, there's something in sight.
Torshi, Dorberettas, and you're going into a quad A stack. Kiyosuke and Monacy reduced it down to 2.
Possible round now.
And you're locked out. Moto smoke in your way. Nico even holding for these rotates in mid. And oh, Nico. He's been super dialed in.
Ooh.
Caught there by Brolin on the push. And so they've at least dealt with the backstab. But going nowhere quickly. MOUZ waiting to see if there's anything else.
What are we waiting for,
Really
boys?
slow on this. And that's going to leave them with little time to work with. I don't see a kit anywhere right now, and so they need kills. They need them quickly. Post-plant well and truly set up here for the Falcons. And wouldn't you know it, they've got this pistol round in the bag.
Strange from MOUZ. Doesn't even feel like they really believed that they could win that 3v3. Sure, odds against them, without a doubt, but a bit of pace. You never know.
That motor smoke was devastating at the setup, leaving it to play retake, and as you pointed out, didn't even really feel like they believed in the retake. Oh! All right, Torshi! Damn!
Go on.
Go on then. For old time's sake, Torshi, make us believe.
This was suave.
Monacy got so deleted. And now Nico's dead as well. This force buy looking great for MOUZ. Maybe there's some fight left in them. It's the 2 top performers to open things up here. Bomb lost over at ramp as well, so you're going to be slow to react in this situation. Tesses finds a surprising amount of room. Brolin struggles with the cover, but will eventually get it.
They've got a gap along though. Moto Smoke, you're going to walk through this. 2 rotations in spawn. If he hears these steps, he's going to have a huge chance. Kiyosuke and Kixon, 2v4, trying to kick down this door. Kiyosuke chases. Second player unknown about, and Zershan will hold on to this round. Back to B goes he. Kixon, another chance. MOUZ are throwing this away right now. It's still 2 rifles against 1.
Yeah, and you just pick your battle, right? Do you go in a Brolin who's had time to reposition out here on A, or do you leave it fully to the unknown and go look for Exertion? He's going to pick the closer bomb site here, hoping he can move past his IGL counterpart for the MOUZ squad, and he's just seen the barrel. Oh dear. Brolin closed in. Kixan able to get past him. Exertion has 3 kills in this game. He got his 3rd in this round right now. They're now relying on him in the clutch. He's not exactly feeling it, but he will pick this one up. And that matters. A step in the right direction for Exertion. And the gap now starts closing. MOUZ with a 4-spy win.
We often say in-game leaders in those clutches, they fumble with nades, they try and do too much, they try and think, they try and cook. Kixan had Molly HE, and he takes the straight-up gunfight. Don't get me wrong, I like it. Element of surprise, peak his advantage, name whatever you want. He has lower health. Exertion holds on. Hindsight decides. Exertion picks up that round for MOUZ. And in fairness, I will say, in all these times,
I can never go back to not having it now. No. Good job, ESL.
Ooh, little mid-rush. Glocks burning it up. They just run through. Spinks on the corner, easy. And flashbangs here. As Falcons red in the face, embarrassed by Spinks.
Yeah, and MOUZ have done a really, really solid job of capitalizing on that early clutch in the 4-spy to bring themselves back into the game.
He's setting up flashes for the apartments. Taken now by Falcons. Nice response. Jimmy with a set flash picks up the man advantage. Worth a punch. No more smokes left on this B bomb site. Flashes, HEs, everything else. Can MOUZ hold strong with the man advantage?
Rotate arrives and it's Torshi primed with a flash. Exertion's going to go on the back of this. 2 players down there in the pool. He's able to ice them both out. Multi-kill from Exertion will get dealt with, but time is low. Torshi's the only one close by. And if they want to play this in the retake, play the man advantage, well, that's the numbers game. Torshi never attempts to deny that bomb plant.
Got to play active, can't hide here.
That says swing. His shot goes unpunished. Now they know where both players are for this post plant. m0NESY trying to reposition, trying to take some ground back so he can change position, keep it dynamic. Cross back out for m0NESY, and it takes 2 to cancel him. Jimmy there.
So this one's nothing to him. Falcons classic mid-rush. Nico's lost his gun. Picks it back up. They're out long, but they're so split. No tethering here for Falcons. Cords cut. Kyosuke responds.
Oh dear! Exertion found through that smoke, and suddenly what was a pacey round for the Falcons, well, it might start to slow on down. Torshi goes looking out here on long. Really in danger, but makes it across in a library. Smoke now fades, and the Nico Deeg, are they ready for Torshi? Got into the library position, Nico is! Oh dear. 4-spy round, and Falcons laugh all the way to the bank. 9th looming as they bring it back to a tie game.
I don't know what happened in middle. Nico dropped his deagle, he dropped his pistol, maybe throwing nades around. Thank goodness he picks it back up.
I mean, that Deeg's so hot that he had to put it down.
Double headshot hiding in the smoke. Great freeze from Falcons there. There's no way Jimmy should survive this. Tessus has nade.
Oh, Jimmy. Poor guy, dead on the drop.
Oh my God.
And look at this, all smiles for Nico.
Ooh, okay. Bit of a rivalry, Torshi. Frontline, AWP ahead of the smoke, picks m0NESY out of the round.
Torshi being in this spot, well, that's going to take a bit of prediction, a bit of a read. The idea that he would reposition after that first. Nope, you learn about it the hard way. AWP fires off. Nico now donning it. Oh no. Holds this line. Backstab starting to take shape for MOUZ, and Falcons are fully boxed in. They need an opening. They need someone to provide. And with Torshi going from strength to strength on the AWP. You'd like to think he's done more than enough with that triple. MOUZ had to win that round. Their money was on its last legs. They get out with 4 players standing, and it's on the back of an explosive round from Torshi and his AWP. It was Torshi's finding at the 5v4 that gave that second wind to MOUZ. But no one's ready for Kiyasuke in this position. Surely Spinks even gave it a check, even gave it a glance. Still wasn't fast enough, and now a miss. Torshi makes up for it. Second time's the charm. They're going to put distance between themselves and that AWP. I say that. NiKo looked like he was thinking about challenging it. Exec out towards the B side, but this doesn't feel real with so many of your pieces out towards A. They're going to bring that bomb back round, try and link up. They know the pressure is sky high for MOUZ, that they might feel twitchy, they might feel nervous. They'll stick to their guns with 2 players here. They're even bringing a third over. MOUZ have the right read. They know what's happening. Footsteps now heard on Brolin, knows they're closing in. Crossfire's too strong and Falcons can't get through it. MOUZ get to 11. Live to fight another day.
Spinks is full Joker in this round. He is just gambling inside of B, committed right now. Falcons are going for the A here. They've found the gap.
All the way around the long side. And so even these rotates going to find it hard to play into this one. The 2 guys in the site, well, they've actually split up on this. Torshi holding on to the apartments. That leaves Jimmy with short and long. Got to have eyes in the back of his head. Battling forward first. They're closing in. Torshi can't cover. As the Falcons run through that defense, as Spinks just created a big problem there. Smoke push gets them in past NiKo. And now you can weigh this one up. Do you want to give it a go? You could fight for map point here and now.
Should.
And if you're able to win it, well, Falcons look broke moving forward. You would leave yourself right there, ready to lock in Inferno after a troublesome first half. Tessez on the AWP will give you an answer. Knocks out Spinks over on short. And now this is really starting to lose steam. Brolin in an advanced position. Caught further forward. Oh, God, no. Tessez will wrestle it back. And so no worries. No crazy lost retake there. Falcons hold on.
And Exertion dies with the bomb. It goes very wrong for MOUZ. They go in for damage. They lose everything. They can still buy full. Kicks and feigns presence in mid with a long smoke, cutting off Torshi's AWP.
Kind of a sick idea to go for the gamble here, right? With the money being where it's at, this idea that, well, if you picked wrong, you at least have a proper chance to go in the next. And if you pick right, you have it all to gain. MOUZ start with a quad A stack.
Wow.
Rotates can arrive quickly, but they'll only get here if the site can withstand the hit. Kiyasuke double entry. Spinks tucked in. Spinks goes swinging. Gets out with a double. It's enough to keep you very much intrigued in this round.
Do or die for MOUZ. Save or commit.
Monesi's a long way away. It's only Kiyasuke in the site. Nade will find a bit of chip damage, but it's nothing to write home about. Monesi is playing for a very late in the day bit of impact here, hoping that if anyone tries to come up short, that's where he gets to play.
Kiyasuke's triple. Looking for all 5. Monesi hears him go back. He can backstab.
Oh, Nade's pulled. They hear him burning. Forced to swing right out into the open. It's Monesi or it's nothing. Falcons, they need him now. They need Ilya, and he can't do it. Exertion from bottom of the board. A massive clutch. The back-breaking 1v1 comes through out of Exertion.
Unreal round. Monesi playing so late.
They know that Falcons aren't looking for this map control.
Spinks is so hard to get past. He has had a bunch of multi-kills on this CT side in some very important rounds.
She's come in. Oh, kick Sam with the D. Going to open things up. And now the A site shrinks on down. You're playing crossfires between Default and Pit, and you're just hoping that someone can get a multi-kill. Torshi rings out with the first miss. There's a backstab closing in on this play in the downtime. You need Torshi to start hitting. NiKo's found Jimmy in the site, and there's the follow-up from this NiKo Deeg. Help from Tessez goes a long way. And all that's left to do is stop Brolin in this clutch. Closing in, Tessez does it. Deeg's breakthrough for the Falcons, and we're going to OT.
Falcons refuse to fumble this game. They refuse to throw it away.
Oh, and it's just such a huge sigh of relief for the Falcons. Those are the spots they normally flub the round in, you know? Those type of 2v1s where you feel like they've done enough, you feel like they've kept themselves in it. Job's far from over, you're still going to get through here, and Spinks has made sure you stay on the back foot.
Banana has been closed in this game. It just shows the fact that Falcons have gone for these continuous A hits. They don't like what it has in store, and it doesn't like them. 4v2 as Torsi picks Tesses, and MOUZ unmoving. Without util, Kixon, there's no way. He tries, but Xerxen holds it.
Taste of your own medicine type setup there.
Oh.
Okay.
Nico.
Weird, but doesn't have the bomb. Still playing it forward as though he does.
Do they know? Got at their feet, they smoke and they go back. They don't want to lose this round. MOUZ just lock the door on round 25 as Nico hangs around.
Ultimately just too far away to get this one done.
You just have expectation that they're playing the bomb. Nico's going to run it in. Not really much point saving. Can't hurt to try, but Roland has the cross. And from afar, MOUZ pick up the first. In apartments. Nico still sending it. He hears nades fly. He knows he has a gap.
Oh, Exertion. Nervous here because he's seen your hand. He knows you're getting that util in.
It's one-way info. Exertion didn't see Nico.
There's a util out as well on the player at Coffins. And Nico actually has a huge bit of room. A huge gap right now is just open to Nico.
Oh, no.
They both have util out in the open. Nico unable to capitalize one, get an opening. And Exertion's actually going to respond.
Don't expect
How on
that.
earth did MOUZ end up coming out of that looking better?
It looks so wrong there for MOUZ, and both of them push back in and pick kills off. 5v3, this one should be assured. Torsi doesn't miss that. And Falcons falling just a little bit short. Timing spotted by Jimmy. Tess is blocked. And so this walk up short is going nowhere. Again, nothing to save for Falcons. Not even the round.
Knew the swing was coming from somewhere.
Hasn't been a timeout in a while. Both coaches take the entire 30 seconds for themselves. Oh, Exertion. He's just relentless, but Nico was prepared. Anti-flash on the corner, deals with the point man of MOUZ, and they might just jump in at smoke, make some second guess.
Well, you've been kind of searching for an advantage, getting a play from the front in any one of these rounds. They're not quick to give it away.
Torsi's had some misses in this position already. Can't afford to be had now. Looks to play inside of the site. Falcons, 3 strong. Tempting with an execute. Spinks picked in mid, trying to get aggressive. Does that draw Falcons back? No, they go in. Massive entry from Kixon, who has been extremely quiet, and kills come up in every position. 4 Falcons players with a frag.
Bomb nearly went B, and your heart skipped the beat for just a second, but they brought it back around. They're just going to dodge Brolin entirely. Captain never gets a fair shot at this one.
Insulting.
Falcons, they'll at least get something here.
And in the silence, Falcons eye up a rotation. They might need to. MOUZ look like they want to attack this site and do it pretty decisively.
Tesses down here in the pit was a force to be reckoned with in regulation. Well, he's dead straight away here. Tag from m0NESY, and there's a follow-up. Exertion out in the open. They get this one into a 3-on-3. Brolin was also tagged, scraped by the m0NESY shot earlier.
Going for wall bangs here.
You're still interested. Pressure never lets up for MOUZ. There's no freebies in overtime. Torshi on this line with the AWP, delivers, Kicksan dead, flashes allow them to start closing the distance, moving in, trying to get round this Torshi AWP, but he's ready like a book. m0NESY might find him, needs even more, and at 6 points of health, there is no winning this one for m0NESY. MOUZ now have 2 opportunities to lay Inferno to rest and sit a map up. Dust 2, uncertain or not, if you've got a map in your pocket, you'll feel that much better for it. And so that gives you a bit of a degree of freedom that the Falcons simply do not have on this CT half. You're certainly seeing that in the setups. It's less aggression, less searching for info. m0NESY, blind off the angle, still gets his. Even double dips. It's the end of the line after the double. Rotates start to arrive. Kyosuke first on the scene, and he's looking to leave an impression. Charges down that bomb planter. It's left to Brolin, 1v2. NiKo and Kicksan still to deal with. Oh, you hear the plant. They're closing in. Both players out in the open, and Brolin gets iced out. Falcons give themselves a fighting chance for double overtime. 1 round left in this. Yeah, sure. m0NESY scopes up on mid. Wasn't presented anything early on in this one. Molly's forced him back. Nades are good. Once again, used to try and bully Exertion out here at Banana, but the hit's still coming. MOUZ still making moves. All the way into the top of B. Kyosuke first to fall.
Rolling back to his entries here. Insane jump up. If Kyosuke had the AK, what that could have been.
It's something as well that we weren't really used to seeing. Getting that opening kill at Banana, like, you have a lot of wounded players right now, but if you overextend, you've just given Torchi another.
Sit back and breathe.
5v3. You couldn't get man advantages in these Banana fights all throughout Reg.
Now, don't get ahead of yourself, though. 2 low players. If Falcons make a good gamble and MOUZ hit that bomb site, there are always ways these can go wrong.
Exertion takes the AWP because he's low. Satoshi won't have his weapon of choice. How's his rifling? Push through, they let the low player lead the pack. Brolin up at the front, and a hell of a shot back from Torshi. Kicks out on the rifle now, dead to that nade. And Tessez all the way on the other end of the map, left in an unwinnable 1v3. MOUZ, they've done this. There should be no world. The low players went out and sacrificed themselves, willing to lay down their life, faith in the rest of the team to see it through. And Exertion, holding on from bottom of the board, delivers the killing blow. MOUZ 16-14, a close game, a back and forth game, but when we hit the OTs, MOUZ level up.
Yeah, down but never out for MOUZ. Great recovery after a difficult first half. Without the second pistol, it felt like Falcons were teed up for the 2-0. Now they're going to have to earn it on their map pick. We're heading to the unknown of Dust 2.
He's just looked away.
It's a lot of
and the timing might not get worse than this for the Falcons. Backstab closing in. 1 player late, here's the steps at least. Kicksound won't last long. And Exertion, no way. No way you come through this.
What if you do?
He's going to listen for that tap and tries to get a move on. Tessez turns back around in time, and Falcons on the Falcons map pick.
Yeah, it's weird because you look at the numbers and it looks really good, and he did have a recovery from a slow start, but there were definitely some swings and misses.
Oh, long exec with spawns to boot. They've got a lot of bodies out the long side. They hear the AWP fire off as well. They know that Torshi started his round here. MOUZ are actually hanging around, trying to scrap for this space. Committed to their setup, committed to the anti-long rush, and it's ended up offering Brolin up on a silver platter. 5v4 for the Falcons. Torshi trying to reposition, ends up losing his head. Now just Exertion, and it's entries all day from NiKo.
Feels like a map that's made for the Falcons, right, with some of the individuals we have on this team. Extremely sharp shots for NiKo. He's lost his gun again. Kyosuke, we know he's a mechanical monster. And m0NESY on that mid-cross as well. NiKo's going to jump in here. Oh no, he's looking to take that AWP out of their hands. Yoink, and Spinks really wants to take it back for Torshi.
Oh, they give him Odyssey an aid to blow it away. Whoop!
Oh,
Wait.
he blew it. I mean, it's wide. I guess it's still hard to pick up, so... Bomb might help.
Bomb will help.
Look how much they'll die on lot. Odyssey might die. Gotta run, gotta run. That bomb is big. Odyssey dies with the orb. Spinks picks it up, and so does Kiyosuke, so everyone gets out.
It's a setup there with 2. Now you've got to disband that 4-man A-hold and just try and plug these holes that were open at the start. Odyssey walks right into the Torshi AWP, and he shows them early why Falcons were so keen to keep it out of play.
Getting very involved. Kiyosuke behind the molly as well. Peeking quite deep onto default. Does get blocked. At long, FAMAS might let Roland down as Tessus and Kixon try and contact out this position. Oh, it's ugly on the shot. Kiyosuke gets naded on short. There's a man up. They again don't know about Spinks. He's always hiding out. He's always cheeky, this guy, when you least expect him. But with that pick from Nico on an aggressive B play, Spinks doesn't get to reveal his strong position. That bomb is rotating out. Missed shot for Torshi. Nico doesn't cross. Torshi, I think he's figured it out. Has the line locked. Gonna peek into Nico. Ooh, a terrifying peek. And one he trifles with again. Spinks flank, apparently gonna be the answer.
Right where he's needed to be. He's just missed that timing, though.
This is weird now. He's gonna kill Nico, but they get the sight.
They know a kill's coming to them, right? They know that Nico will get served up on this wrap round, and so there he is, shot in the back. That leaves you in a retake, leaves you in a 3-on-2. Tessus is very, very low from these earlier fights. Kixan might have to put up some numbers here. Wasn't his strong suit back on Inferno. Given a flash that feels like it both should have been and needed to be that kill, because now he's lost Tessus in the sight, and Torshi's hot for the trade. They tried to keep that AWP away from him, but it found its way back into its owner's hands, and he puts it to work.
Might be breaking this mid-smoke open. Spinks starting aggressive and lower. Waiting for the clear. Torshi gets tagged on the break. They still don't know about Spinks, but he ticks in that Molotov, and now Modessy's running him down, chasing him in lower. Spinks gets out with the kill. Messy at long for Brolin, but damage done, and Falcons just have to rush. Torshi's pushed off the line.
Really, really low on health here. Even hanging around to drop that smoke, it nearly gets him killed. It's not much of a smoke either. Still able to path around it are the Falcons. Molly's slow their roll. Backstab on the cards for Spinks, and I mean, he's playing an aggressive move right now. Then no one's looking. Spinks is the round in the palm of his hand. Is he ready to strip it away? Runs out of ammo. And Tess says with a must-win fight. Keeps things straight and narrow for the Falcons, or so you'd like to think. Torshi's already committed to the idea of saving. Jimmy's hanging around, waiting to see if he can make this interesting. Up over spells disaster, because he goes right into Tesses. So they don't know it, but they've won this round. Torshi was out of there. They left it to Jimmy just to see if he could cause chaos in that round, in that 1-on-3.
Almost feels reductive, but it's just whiffs for MOUZ in this round, right? Brolin getting damage on long feels nice in the moment, but doesn't take a kill with him. And Spinks, great flank. He killed Modesty in middle in the open, but he can't capitalize on backs turned. Even the low player takes a lot of bullets, revealing his flank. Second whiffs on Tesses, who goes on to kill Jimmy. I mean, any better shots for MOUZ, and I think they just win this round flat out. So reduced to the gunfights, Falcons favor up to 5.
They can go back. They can change their mind. Right now, you're happy you're at least burning some util out of the MOUZ squad. Maybe going to try and send Kiyosuke down into the spawn for a backstab, but nobody here, nobody home, and eyes set on B for this split.
Good position for Jimmy. Tess is on his own. Bomb goes in, and Jimmy just drops it on the ground. Kixon needs this trade desperate. Does come up with it. Exertion traded in the spawn. Torshi's on with another miss, and these orbs aren't going anywhere quick. Modesty finally finds his first kill since the 3rd round, and that might signal the save. Falcons 6th, locked in on this T side. Torshi's miss cost them everything. 1 for 1 until that point. Well, a lot of space for 140.
I mean, even this kind of feels nice, because Earlier on in the game, you were worried about those aggressive moves from Spinks. He was being a real nuisance in through the tunnels. Another miss from the Torchy Orb. Exertion makes up for it.
Okay, Torchy whiffing was not on my bingo card. That's back-to-back rounds. At least he has his teammate by his side.
Saw that as soon as it fired off, Nico went and retook those upper tunnels, and so maybe looking at the mid to B split here. Once again, just running back the same round from the Falcons.
Yeah, they're going to have about 20 seconds when that smoke fades at upper B, so it's not on Nico right now. It's on his team getting out on this mid position. No smoke for it. Torchy flicks back. Good connection. m0NESY owns the line. Bomb making it in. Or not.
Stab. Spinks from the window. Catches them by surprise on that mid crossing. And with no smokes there, it was always going to be an uphill battle for the Falcons, to say the very least. Something had to go really right, and it all goes horribly wrong. You've got to take the gun off of him, though, in this round. You just don't really have the resources to go around.
Well, Kixon's 2-0 on opening duels, so he's going to have to come in first here and bail Falcons out in another mid to B.
And again, Spinks is in the right position. Does he have another multi-kill in him?
Surely he tucks it. Out top, swings, and now he lets Jimmy play.
Takes that contact next. They'll trade it back and forth. It's not a multi-kill, though, and m0NESY's got his in the downtime. Backstab on Jimmy. Ready for it. m0NESY's pulled the knife in the smoke, and it all gets a bit crazy. Bit chaotic miss for Torchy, and that's surely going to cost him. They've got him boxed into this corner. 15 seconds left. You can't actually hold this forever. They've got to make a move, and Kiyasuke will.
m0NESY knife in smoke. What the hell is that? Is he just swinging while he runs through? Jimmy disappears. m0NESY puts him in the morgue. Triple kill, deals with long flank. Show me this. Runs through and just spam stabs till he gets the kill. And great composure in the 2-on-1. They haven't boxed in. There's 15 seconds, and Falcons just stick to the kill. Now m0NESY feeling it, goes for another pick, does miss, gonna get molly. And they does nothing.
They did literally no damage.
Wow.
I have no idea how m0NESY gets out unscathed from that.
Show that back. And one more smoke out mid to B here for Falcons. Spinks and Jimmy once again.
Spinks up close, doesn't get out with anything, and Jimmy falls right away. It's exertion on a mad dash through the mid-smoke, doing big damage. Don't tell me that the fact m0NESY didn't die to that nade will really come to matter in the long run. It's down to this 1v1. Can't quite find the bomb. Brolin might feel temptation to go through that. Time's so low, m0NESY's just going to get the numbers plugged in. Surely not. The man that wasn't even meant to be at play, was supposed to be dead to the util in tunnels, has a clutch right here, shut down, a lockdown of it, and finally, m0NESY's demise brought about by MOUZ.
It was feeling meant to be, wasn't it? It was all building for m0NESY. Second chance at life.
Keep it uncomfortable for the Falcons. And it's at the turn of that smoke that they are going to change direction here. Looking into mid now. Ooh, nearly awkward timing for Torchy. He's going to catch Nico as he tries to lob them nades over on short. Gotta hope that giving that smoke over was worth it just to get this exec rolling in, because there's the second volley of util from the MOUZ squad.
Where do you think it's going?
Play out in towards A. Exertion's got no more util to fall back on now. He's just got to back his aim. Bit of support from the Torchy Orb, but this short play gets churned up, shut down. MOUZ looking good for a 5-round recovery as Tessez is iced out. That little pocket of util and a reactivation of Exertion on the second map has left MOUZ in with a chance.
Austin was the last outing before Kraków. And we're not in Texas anymore.
Oh, good catch for m0NESY. Flashed in, set up by his squad and propelled forward on those dual Berettas. Crossing into the site. m0NESY just continues his reign of terror on these dualies, and it's all the double pistols getting multi-kills. 3 for m0NESY, 2 for Kiyasuke. And the back and forth nature of that opening map. Bonus round for the Falcons, so they're going to come through with an aggressive look in this first rifle. NiKo gets fed to MOUZ out there in middle.
Don't know what happened. It felt like Falcons changed their mind. They went heavy too lower, and then they decided to bail. You don't get to leave. MOUZ are so aggressive out mid. That was such a quick push. Falcons get completely caught off guard. To be fair, you're not expecting the mid take to come in that quickly. So Falcons caught off guard by the pace, and a 5v3. MOUZ cannot afford to waste this one. Uh-oh.
There's a lot of damage done here. Might be left looking at Spinks again, asking him to save the day, and it's all going to come down to if he can nail Kyosuke here. He gets dealt with straight up. Three guys low, Exertion the only one with health. Brolin helps out massively with that entry. Are they ready for Kixan? Spam is good. Spam is very, very good. That's Exertion now removed. And the molly doesn't pop. It was caught by Kixan. Oh dear. Oh no, MOUZ left clutching at straws as Brolin is doing all he can to keep them in the conversation. One shy of all the kills, and there's Jimmy to save the day, breaking through and stopping that.
Oh my, Jimmy, they have no idea. He just jumps through the smoke. Complete disrespect. They're spamming it. And they line up.
Saw the heavy long setup, saw them trying to fight for the space. You know that someone was here throwing the flashes for them to go and enable that fight.
This could get very scary here for MOUZ again. It's a 5v3 that I'm not certain of.
Oh, Molly forces NiKo back. Question is, did they hear the tag on it? A little jiggle up, didn't get him spotted. They didn't see him. NiKo, only good for one. It's a quick turn for Torshi, and so even though they play into the stack, they get through it.
Very well for Falcons, you'd like to think. It's going to be a retake round here for MOUZ coming out into m0NESY and TeSeS.
Flashes off the mark, won't do anything about these players. Out towards long, Exertion. Sure, you've dealt with TeSeS, but that's the beauty of this bait and switch. m0NESY gets all the reward. And so long is contained, aggression in the tunnels as Kixan goes hunting. Leaves it just on Spinks. Not long for this world with buddy system employed all across the map for the Falcons. Bait and switch at long, double tunnels push in the downtime.
But nice double setup on the long side again.
Oh, feigning a long control round, but they're not actually playing for it. They did the smoke in from CT and the flashes on TeSeS. It's really huge that he gets that smoke spam there on Brolin, or else
just come through.
He would have had a big problem on his hands, and he still might. Spinks is not respecting this smoke, playing right through it. Teed up with a flashbang, looking for m0NESY. He's brought him down low. They know that TeSeS can't have gone far. They know he's got to be close by. This has put Falcons immediately. Their backs are up. They're preparing themselves for a retake all of a sudden as this hit has come through at a blistering pace.
Oh no.
Exertion's even playing it forward. Will you expect this much aggression from Exertion? And you've got to save. Round's been decided in seconds. That is a decisive call from MOUZ. They called the bluff on the long take, and they were right in that.
What a move for Spinks as well. I love that he plays ahead of that timing, walks through that smoke. He knows even in a 5v4, Falcons are not going to peek back on long for info. They have the block, they have the advantage, so Spinks just walks it in. I just love watching him play.
Long take util, double flashes, trying to bring them out into the fold. Now, last time, he had a multi-kill in that bait and switch setup. This time, TeSeS has to do it alone because that smoke cuts him off from the rest of his team. It's TeSeS versus 2 for this long control. Able to get out with a boatload of damage, but only one of the kills. Torshi just buying you time, holding these rotates off from middle, leaves you with only NiKo to worry about.
They run at him and he whiffs. Gap on the smoke, forced by NiKo. Catches Brolin on the cross. It's Jimmy 1v3 and NiKo is just daring to come through on a second timing. Catches him throwing nades and Falcons find 11. MOUZ trying to force Falcons to move. Will they panic? NiKo does.
Well, you hear that drop down, you know you're getting the reaction that you wanted. This A side gets a little weaker. Now the play out through the long doors is a little early from Jimmy. Wonder if that gives up the aim of the game. He will get out with his one. m0NESY dealt with in the head-to-head, and Tess says not on that AWP. He's going to get brushed aside.
So much success all over the map. Falcons just have no room. They get squeezed in their sight. Spinks picked mid with a pistol. It's all come unraveled here for the Falcons yet again. MOUZ is broken by, breaks through. That is an unreal round to win.
They will just not let Falcons get comfortable down the tail end of Dust 2. Anytime they're winning a round, there is an instant response from MOUZ.
This is a horrible position to be in for Falcons on a map that was meant to be a lock-in for them. 8-5 lead. MOUZ have not given up. Kyosuke committed. Are they ready?
It's a spot. That one's free. Oh, and there's even a follow-up miss from Torshi once more. Could have had that trade at bare minimum, made it a 2-for-1. Yeah, you still very much have to win these gunfights from here on out. The round is by no means over. If it's left to a retake, you don't have the util to try and claw yourself back in. You're relying on individuals. Nico, backstab comes in. Torshi caught out in no man's land, and they will shut down the short play. Spinks got 20 seconds and too much ground to cover. Gonna head for the hills, and that's if Kixan lets him. Falcons continue this back and forth, this trade of rounds. Up until now, MOUZ have always been willing to go blow for blow, tit for tat. You take one, we take one. Well, that's got to keep up if they want to stay alive now on Dust 2. Kyosuke, more damage, put down range out towards middle. Kixan with a swing, trying to seal this here and now. Does a bit of damage onto that second player in. Man advantage for the Falcons, but a tricky B-side retake nonetheless.
What's going for?
Only one more smoke left in play. They'll be able to replenish the doors. They'll at least shut down one of these angles throughout most of that bomb timer. But full belt to util on m0NESY. Mollies, smokes, nades are plenty for the Falcons. They're going to start cooking here, ready to go on this retake. It all starts with a m0NESY flash.
High flash, Xertion waits behind the big box, blinded are MOUZ as Falcons come flying in. Wings clipped, cut down, Exertion clutch, and it's m0NESY running amok. Headshot over the top. Exertion keeps this game going.
From a very, very quiet Inferno, burning them alive here in the penultimate round of Dust 2. The odds massively shift in MOUZ's favor. Up until this point on their road, they haven't been able to string two together since right at the beginning of this T-side. Every single time, it's just been back and forth, round for round, and that won't be enough here. They're going into Kyosuke on this secondary AWP. Nails that opener. Exertion, the clutcher from that last round. The opener for MOUZ, dead first. And Kyosuke's not content with just the one. The backstab connects. Jimmy wrestles back a couple. They've given up the sight control. Oh, that's nearly the team nade. But a 2v5, dangerously close to coming in.
Walking in, waiting for the flank. Tessa's running. There is no kit right now. 2v5, down to 2v1. Overtime balance. Tessa's comes in. They know he's here, ready to swing off Spinks' contact. It's surely closed. Jimmy takes it all the way into overtime. 3 kills from Jimpat, back at the site, and back into overtime we go. Falcons can't finish.
m0NESY back on his AWP, no longer handing it off to Kyosuke. He's going to go far and wide to look for the opener out here on short, finds that 5v4. Mollies get traded, but a good read there, good head on their shoulders. Nico's provided the escape route, countering that Molotov with one of his own, and that will keep m0NESY in this round.
MOUZ accept it. They trust in their round to close out. They don't want to dig the grave any deeper in a 3-on-5. m0NESY gets to reposition, and Nico as well. Back down into middle. It to be smoke. MOUZ making it moves. And they have to hit B at this point. Block by some time. And edging closer is Exertion. Break on the smoke. Torshi's dead first.
All right, Kixan up close. Oh, cancelled by Exertion out through mid. And a 3v5, albeit for only a moment. Only for a faint second. but unable to hold on to it, and the Falcons. MOUZ get through with a plant. Even a lurk from Spinks. This will be the last thing you're expecting. You think middle's clear. You think Exertion was the only guy on this mid-offensive. But Spinks wrapping all the way through the tunnels. Now stands to rob this one out from underneath the Falcons. They're readying themselves up in the window. Spinks is playing it forward, and he's got them right where he wants them. There's the close. Spinks lines them up, knocks them down. There may as well be a line drawn through the center of the map. These guys on A don't get to be involved. If the B site can't withstand this hit that's coming its way, this round is over for the Falcons. Kicks out his spam to open it up, and again it's Spinks to do it.
This B site's just been abused all game long for MOUZ, and they're going to go back into it. The only change today is m0NESY is here, but he is alone.
And we're not talking pretend lines through the map anymore. There's a very real one. Those smokes cut the map in half. m0NESY doesn't know where to look. They're coming for him through middle. They're coming for him through the tunnels. Everywhere that m0NESY goes leads to the same end, and it's death inside of B. Falcons are out of this round. They are out of the picture. 3v5 required. It would have to start right now with his kill on Exertion. And even then, it's still a huge uphill battle, damn near vertical. Exertion makes matters worse.
Impossible here for Falcons. They have to try, but even then, they know it's not going to come through. They walk away.
And because they've been leaning on the double orbs, if they want to have them going forward, if they want to have that as a fixture of this CT half, they have to save here. The option to retake, the option to try isn't even available.
Not that it would make any damn difference. This is back-to-back rounds into overtime for MOUZ. This is 4 straight. Nico will get his orb, and they take it away.
Carrying the flame, carrying the torch. Brolin dead first in this round. It's Kiyasuke on that orb to open things up.
No wonder he feels like he has to get involved. The last round that Falcons won comes off of his double kill in middle.
So they lost to 2v5. They lost to 3-on-5. This one starts 4v5 for MOUZ.
Falcons grit their teeth. And MOUZ walk up cat. m0NESY tested. Alone. Here's the exec coming.
This shot just sails right past Exertion. Util gonna rain in from Nico out towards the spawn. That's all they have to work with. m0NESY follows up. 3v5.
Easy,
Falcons
right?
have had their struggles at converting on these rounds, but this time they swarm, they fight it together, and they overrun the MOUZ squad, at least getting away with something right at the end of their CT half.
Oh, it's been a minute since the Falcons round. 4 straight for MOUZ, but they do grab onto some breathing room. It's tense.
m0NESY's been shy going for the mid fight, shy going for the mid pick. Torshi, he'll play it forward. Takes that orb out towards short, and there's a nade combo to follow it up. Nico is super wounded. And they've lost Kiyasuke as well, the man that held the promise of bailing them out, of saving them in some of these rounds, dead first.
Torshi repositions as this fades. Could be a big problem. He's going to go gamble B. Brolin at long, he was a bit of a problem in regulation. Falcons were abusing him. They were getting away, and he never got a kill. Is now the time that's going to change?
Oh, they hear that smoke. That might be the invitation. That's the chance to go.
Spinks tucks in.
No, he's going to struggle to get gun on in time. But again, we've talked about Spinks and just how annoying he's been. How it feels like he's always in the right place. Here at the car, they force him wide with that molly. A very awkward miss for m0NESY. Spinks given a second chance. Damage done on the long push, but 4 players out there in the open challenging him. Not even he's capable of those numbers. Exertion now next on the chopping block. How will he fare? Can he rise to the occasion where Brolin and Spinks came up short? Doesn't have util to help him here. It's just got to come down to the mechanics, got to come down to the aim. There's 20 seconds left for the Falcons. They're going in with so little time. Swing out from exertion! And it drives a nail into the coffin of the Falcons. There's 10 seconds here for MOUZ. Closing in, can't steal it back. Torchy takes him down. MOUZ have got 2 chances to lock in playoffs right now.
And Falcons had 2 of their own. They couldn't close. You think MOUZ are going to let them back in the game?
Slow to open, but quick to end as they set their sights on this A-bomb site. Torchy had some swing and misses. This would be the time to find yourself. This would be the time to get going because the util's raining and they're not making life easy for Torchy. He burns from 100 to 0. Brolin trying to buy time, and it's a losing battle as they've made their way up through the catwalk. Falcons looking good to hold on. Jimmy gets a dink, but that won't be enough to win this round for you. And now Falcons, they're fighting for double OT. Once again, this one is going the distance in overtime.
Yeah, Torchy fumbled his smoke there. He didn't get it out. He quick switched off, and so that molly burns him. He didn't even realize. He thought it was gone. MOUZ extinguished in this round. Falcons find one more.
Falcons go back to the cat control. But this time they haven't left it to the remit of Torchy. They've put exertion, their best man, on the case. Gets that smoke out now, so if the same molly comes in, it will still be a problem for exertion. Torchy will nail a shot on the cross. That didn't happen last time. Falcons didn't have to worry about that the last time around. And Kicksands even burned to death in the downtime. Falcons move in.
Retake.
I'm on their backs, and this one's going to get Cell with a retake out towards A. Tessez will be given the room to get this bomb planted.
Bomb has been planted.
It costs a smoke, it costs everything. Falcons have to fight their way out of this hole.
Honestly spotted. Takes a fight, takes a head off. Brolin out in the open is a dead man. Falcons right there as MOUZ is desperate to drag them through to another OT. 25 kills deep, and now donning his weapon of choice. It's all Lilia the Kid for the Falcons. Another overtime secured at the hands of MOUZ.
MOUZ moves mountains into double OT. 4 frags on the cat corner. Falcons want to punish Brolin again, but are they ready for a new Joker and a new deck? It's exertion hiding out back of the pit. Brolin, he has been exploited time after time. He has not taken kills with him. This round is different.
With exertion waiting. You've been so used to seeing Brolin here alone. Exertion in behind enemy lines. Doesn't want to waste the opportunity. Waited to try and get a double from that position. Brolin died to enable it.
Could have been the round if he found Kickson. Lucky to be alive and out. Gives a chance. The info spotted, but mid control still taken. With no smoke, you could not risk the cross on mid to B. That is a risk not worth taking.
So many of these rounds, even into the overtimes, the lack of util has been a massive red flag, a huge, glaring problem for the Falcons to navigate. No matter where you go, not having smokes is always a problem. Trying to get out through the catwalk, hoping that flashes, hoping that a well-placed molly will bring you in to the conversation. Torchy doesn't seem to think so. He thanks you for these open sight lines, and with MOUZ tapped out, there's no winning this for Kicksan. 2 guys right here on the ramp, got to find them both cleanly, and he can't get past that double setup. Exertion with a big 3K.
Till the final moment of the round. MOUZ there. Nice shot for MOUZ. Torchy responds.
Unexpected.
Where did that come from?
A new AWP has entered the arena.
Are you ready for this?
Entered the battlefield. He's taking an aggressive stance with it all the way into lower. They'll hear it fire off. Torchy caught. There's the swing. Exertion's just double killed them down in the lower tunnels. It's all chaos, and MOUZ, they are thriving in it right now.
How do MOUZ get out and man up? You feel like Torchy blinded with a missed shot in lower is enough for Falcons to run away with the advantage. Exertion has regrouped. He has disappeared. And Falcons, this is the one time they have util, but ironically, contact would be their best play. There's no one watching this position. Do Falcons realize the reset has come in? It's a great realization. Kickson calls them in. They shift into the site. This gives them element of surprise. Bomb can go down once they've cleared positions. MOUZ are still going to be hot on their tails of the retake, but now you have molly, 2 mollies, smoke. You have everything you need to shut down a post plant.
When you talk about the Falcons, it's important. It's impossible to not talk about the star players in this squad, but all three of them are dead in this 2v3. It's got to come down to the rest. Tess says, right-hand man, up close. Can't find a double kill, and now Kixan as the captain's got to do it. Exertion's 3 kills deep. He's got hot hands. He's feeling great right now. Damn near unstoppable. Is Kixan really the man for the job? Backed off the angle to the flashes. Quick reposition. Spam for a bit of damage. But Kixan needs 2 clinical shots and can't find a thing. MOUZ charge him down just to get it on the board, just to knock Falcons out. Finally deal with the monster under the bed here. And get rid of this dust too. Don't have to worry about it. Lock in the playoffs here and now. And Spinks playing in a lower. Again with an aggressive move. Spinks always leaves you looking right over your shoulder. That double keeps the round alive.
Falcons freeze. Will a kill be handed over? MOUZ hopes.
There is no one on B. This entire round is focused on the catwalk, focused on mid. Both teams neglecting the tunnels, neglecting the B site. They believe these fights, this round is won and lost out here in the skirmish for mid control.
All MOUZ know Falcons could be walking into the tunnels, so MOUZ get clamoring for information. They get desperate. Pushing in.
Honestly, he's got the cover.
Yeah, well, the barrel of his teammate bait them in. To the deadly shot of the orb. He connects it. Bails out his teammate. 3-on-2 for Falcons. Another advantage.
Well, she now takes the line. Kiyasuke hits a blinder.
They know.
And with Jimmy spotted out here in middle, Nico is closing in. Stalking his prey up through the long side. You hear these nades coming out, and that's the invite for Nico to come knocking. 1 round grabbed on this T half.
It's always just 1 round. It's always just enough to keep them in. The final one goes out on B. They've bought a lot of time. Do they know where it's going? Falcons re-clear middle together. The util baits him in. It's a long hit into MOUZ.
Nails his shot and now just tees up Tesses to play off of him. This bomb's alone on long, so there's no winning this round anymore for MOUZ. It's a swing and a miss at the first time of asking on this T side. Falcons will tie this game up.
Yeah, the round goes a bit wrong from the get-go. MOUZ are very reliant on that B pick for Torshi. They just spread back out to T spawn. Feeling like they just have to go out long. MOUZ in a strong position.
Wondering what he can come up with. Oh, well, that will help. Kixan, the brains of the operation, but they're spread all over the mid doors. Nico in with a reply out towards long.
Seen that before.
You know you got that B pick, and you wonder if that's an enticing enough offer to really just hammer this one home. Yeah. Look for that mid to be again. Kiyasuke will be the one in the hot seat, as he's the only guy on this half of the map.
Claustrophobic position here, but with the AK up close, Kiyasuke looks for headshots. Crosses back out, the smoke disappears, and MOUZ move in. Kiyasuke up and over. MOUZ in a battle in middle, but it's all about this B side that Kiyasuke can't contain.
Collateral,
but no kill. MOUZ cursed and no nade can connect. He goes down. How can he not finish the kill? MOUZ with 30 frags, tags 2, bags neither. Bomb down for MOUZ.
That is so close to being a life game shot, but the collateral coming up short. May as well have never hit them at all if Falcons don't capitalize. Ready to push through this smoke is Nico. Brolin's low on health from that tag earlier. He'll finish what MOUZ started. And now Exertion makes a play all on his own. Low on HP. Cover him from Torshi. Nico's getting sandwiched. Nico's getting iced out, and there's nowhere left to turn. MOUZ get on to match in series point.
Elimination staring Falcons in the face again. MOUZ right there, and MOUZ. You have to feel for the kid. Connection with the orb, no kill on that cross.
This MOUZ team, resilience has always been a downfall. It's always been a pitfall, but on Inferno, Exertion came through with round-winning plays.
Smoke blocked. Tesses jumped at it, bounced it into the site. MOUZ are going to have to replenish. It is on Torshi. He's on pit with the orb. Don't want to take your eyes off of the scope. MOUZ is waiting patiently. Will it pay off?
Kixan gets his revenge on a mid push, and now they try and pick up the pace on this A hit. And these next few fights decide everything. Nico takes charge, opens with one. Follow up for Torshi in response. Another one of these 3v5s. Don't have this one go against you. They've really struggled in these moments. Can Kickside deliver salvation? No. It falls on a Kirsuke. Reuniting with the Falcons here in Kraków. And this would be the time, but denied as Jimmy plays it forward. And the house of cards comes crumbling down.
MOUZ into playoffs. Falcons grouped here in Kraków after a missed year in Katowice. MOUZ make every playoff of 2025 and they kick off 26 back to another stage.